Our home is our sanctuary. It's where we spend most of our time these days. And for me, particularly, I spend a lot of time in my home office, here working on my computer, reading my books, trying to become inspired. And one of the ways that I like to add inspiration to my home office is obviously with plant life. So in this video, I wanted to just kind of show you guys some of my techniques, some of the ways that I like to add plants to my home office to fill it with beauty, to fill it with energy, to fill it with life. It's really easy to do, but there's a few things that we can think about when we're trying to do it in a way that adds the most beauty, but also in a way that's really easy and that is logical. So the first thing I like to think about, which may seem a little bit obvious, is I like to group plants according to their light needs. Plants that need a lot of light should be all grouped together so that they're all soaking in that sun together. And plants that need less light, of course, can be placed a little bit further away from that highly coveted southern exposed window, which is inside the home garden, inside the home office, is going to be the most desirous spot possible. So here I have this beautiful window that faces southwest. So this is honestly the area of my home office that gets the most sunlight. So I plant all of my succulents in this corner. But not only do I give them the most brightly lit areas, I also like to add in supplementary light with these clamp-on lights. You can see this is super important, especially for the colder months. I'm talking from like the end of October until really probably April. I like to use additional lighting inside my home garden, inside my home office. And doing so with these clamp-on lights is a really easy way to do it in a way that looks pretty. It keeps the organization flowing, and it allows, for your thoughts to continue to flow likewise inside your home office. So when it comes to these clamp-on lights, you can buy them very inexpensively, and I use just a normal LED light bulb. So yes, you can get a little bit fancy and get some full spectrum grow lights, but what I like to use is just a normal LED light bulb because they have the kind of lighting that I like. They have that nice, natural, brightly lit look, which is going to be perfectly helpful for the plants, while also providing enough light for me to be working with ease. Now, sometimes I will use full spectrum lights that are in that kind of unique psychedelic coloration. This is the kind of lighting that you'll find at most industrial greenhouses growing plants, but I find the colors to be a little bit distracting for my home office, so I generally stay away from them. However, because I am a plantaholic, a real plant lover, I'm always growing new plants, even in the wintertime when plants are kind of like not in that mindset to be growing. So if you are trying to actively like start plants, using these kind of full spectrum lights is going to be helpful. Otherwise, I will just stick with the general LED light bulbs that are going to last for a very long time. Now in terms of using these, I turn them on as soon as I have my first cup of coffee in the morning, and I turn them off as I'm going up to my bed. So they're literally on all day long. They don't use very much energy. They're very efficient, and they are quite inexpensive when we consider the long run. So another must-have inside the home office, the home garden, is having something with color. So a lot of times plants inside the home are really relegated to the color green. It's quite challenging to get really intense colors inside the home, especially during the wintertime, but with the right selections, you can in fact bring color inside your home office, inside your home garden all year round. And for me, right now inside my home office is my colorful clivia, bringing its brightly colored orange flowers. But in case you're unable to find something that's in bloom or about to bloom inside your home garden, the other thing to do, always add a fresh vase of flowers. That is the easiest and most tried and true way of bringing a pop of color inside the home office. I always have something, either fresh flowers or dried flowers like these, which are gorgeous. And even though we're talking about the home office garden, that doesn't mean we can't have something that's fresh and edible. For me, right now in my home office, I'm growing basil, which is the perfect transition from the home office to the indoor kitchen. And like I was mentioning earlier, for things such as herbs, if you're growing them inside the home, they need a lot of light. So you really must add that additional clamp-on light in order to grow them successfully. And even though the clamp-on lights, they're really convenient and you can honestly find somewhere to clamp it on just about all the time. You can even use something that I have recently been doing, and that is adding in these cool hooks, which are super simple to do. Oh, let's see if I can do it. You see these cool hooks. I have screwed this hook into a drywall anchor inside this drywall, and that allows even more variability in the way and in the areas that I put my lighting. And that has really changed my perspective on where I can add plants that need a lot of light inside the home office, inside the home garden, all throughout the year, even in the wintertime when the days are short and the light is limited. So adding something that's fresh, fragrant, and edible is another winner inside the home garden. And one last tip is that it doesn't matter if we're talking about plants on your desk next to your precious computer or on a bookshelf, always add in a watering tray. These will save your furniture, they will save you from a lot of fear, and if you get matching watering trays to the pots, they even look pretty cool too.